Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. I'm glad you're here. Hope it a good Monday. Good start to the week. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up mainly from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: the extra 20%, the last 20%. One of my fraternity brothers, Scott Lyons, actually didn't go to college with him. Met him at the Texas Whiskey Festival a couple of years ago. Saw on his Facebook page that he shared a pretty, pretty true comment. It's kind of powerful if you think about it and implement it. He said, if you put in 80%, you get 80% back. But if you put in 100%, you get 1,000% back. The last 20% is where the magic happens. I agree completely. If you remember on Spinal Tap, old Nigel Tufnell, he said, this one goes to 11. You need that little push over, extra push over the cliff. So think about that. That last 20%, it's hard. It's not for the faint of heart. Exhaustion sets in. It's the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is, frankly, it's where most football games are won or lost. Yeah, you got your blowouts, you got your games, but fourth quarter, that's where it happens, and that's when you're at your worst. Before the game, during the game, up till the third, fourth, you're okay. Fourth quarter is where you draw on those reserves. You pull down deep into your gut, into your soul, and you find the well of strength that you didn't know was there. It's playing completely for that final whistle. On the way to that last 20%, you're going to feel the exhaustion. You're going to hear logic in your back of your brain telling you, take this play off. Let someone. But you know what? That's what most people do. They're going to tap out. But if you push past it, if you refuse to stop, you're going to find yourself in pretty rare company. My dad, he was a welder and a pipe fitter, and he came home at least once a week with some kind of burn or chafe or cut or scuff or something. Some days he would come home with an eye patch because they had to dig a piece of metal out of his eye. That's the last 20%. He kept a roof over my head. He kept me fed. Would have been easy to quit. But that's the last 20%. Captain America said on more than one occasion, I can do this all day. Yeah, it was funny and in kind of pithy, kind of catchphrase kind of way, but it was his mindset too. You're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep fighting you as long as I have any ounce of strength left. You may knock me down, you may bloody my lip, but you know what? I'm gonna keep coming. So yeah, I can do this all day. That's the last 20%. If you're a basketball fan, do you remember Michael Jordan's flu game in the 97 NBA Finals? He was sick. He had the flu. He was dehydrated. He, when he was leaning on the bench, when he was sitting on that bench in between plays on timeouts and stuff, he was catching every breath he could because he had to. Everything in the tank was gone, but he dropped 38 points, and the Bulls won. He had every excuse to quit, but champions don't quit. They push through. That's the last 20%. That last 20% is not about just effort. It's about resilience. It's about grit. It's finding an internal drive that separates the good from the great. It's where success moves beyond talent or luck and it becomes a test of endurance. Because as Brother Lyons put it, pain is the filter, and few pass it. Most people won't push that far. Most will settle. But the ones who endure all of that struggle, they're the ones who are going to make history, man. So the question isn't whether you're good enough. It's whether you're willing enough. Can you go beyond where others quit? I dare you to embrace that pain. I dare you to be great. I dare you to push through that last 20%. I think you can do it. You have to know you can. So go out there and do it. Find that last 20%. Again, go from good to great. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I really hope you find it helpful and figure out a way to implement it in your own life. Thanks again to fraternity brother Scott Lyons. I hope to see you at the Whiskey Fest again this year. It's in April. Another fraternity brother, Jake Clements, he's the one who puts that on. And it's a great event. It really is. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good Tuesday. Go out there and knock the cover off the ball. I'll see you next time. And until next time, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.